us who struggle and we just push through. I have to be strong. I have to hold it together. I can't fall apart. Too many people relying on me. All types of things that and pressures that we are feeling that's threatening our lives, threatening us mentally, threatening us emotionally, and then of course things manifest in our bodies, right? The body breaks down. So that's extremely important. One of the other things for me is the good idea versus the God idea, because we could be doing a whole lot of stuff
Alright.
that could be
Just saying,
good, but it's not necessarily the right
Just like the
timing.
person say, especially women. She say men too, but women, if we busy, boy, we happening, doing everything, attending every event.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and but then you may be wasting your time.
Yes.
When God said you should sequester yourself and go study, go pray, go read, go whatever, spend time alone.
And sometimes just chill. Just
Yeah.
sometimes sometimes you need mindless television
Yes.
just to unwind.
Yes, my Ratchet TV on Monday nights is mine.
Yes,
know?
you know what I mean? You know?
I need that.
Or if I enjoy Steve Harvey every evening on reruns of Family Feud,
Yes.
it's my
Yeah.
time. You know?
I like that self-care
I love it, yes.
message, but
Yeah.
from another perspective, because like she said, it's about being kind to yourself and also about understanding that you're not strong enough to do it all, right? I want to call on humanity, right, to understand and bring to their consciousness every single day that everyone you meet struggling with something. We don't need to tell other people, oh, you should be kind to someone else. You going through something. You know you're struggling. You know that, on a daily basis you face battles. You have your insecurities. So based on that, you should know that your sister or your brother around you in your environment has something going on. And we can be kinder as individuals to the people around us in our workplace, in our community. Listen, as I on the road coming here, I almost get knocked twice because of the aggressiveness that we find in
And
people.
that boy, and
It's just crazy.
It's a very angry society that has been allowed to kind of just develop.
Yes.
Angry and hostile and you see a lot of self-hatred, really. And that's what it all boils down to. And because you so hate somebody, then you see the snarky remarks on
Yes.
social media. You see
It's bullying.
the bullying
You
on
see the
social
bullying.
media. And
they're all hurting with something.
Yes.
Hurt
Yeah.
people hurt
They hurt
people.
people.
So
Yeah.
you hurt each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then sometimes the smallest little things may be offensive to somebody. You didn't think it was offensive, but it does. It does hurt, And so my buzzwords would be listen. I want to listen more attentively in the upcoming months to those around me, to the needs, that are being presented to me, all right, and to my children, because listening and getting an earful of what their needs are will actually put into perspective what I need to do.
Yes.
Okay, because they're a big part of my life. And I think if we listen also inwardly to what it is that, God is trying to tell us, what it is that we actually need and want for our own lives and our goals, we would be able to better, implement them. Another one would be attempt. All right? May not sound like a nice
great word.
but attempt. Try. Do something different. Okay? Try something new. Look at something from a different perspective and say, you know what? I think I can do that. All right? Because if you don't attempt, you're never going to try. You're never going to be able to get to another level. You never know what you may like. There are a lot of things we look at, oh, I don't like that. You don't know that. Attempt it. New foods. I always tell my daughter, you don't know if you like snails. You don't know if you like sushi. Try it. Okay?
Yep.
Attempt it. And my last two words, devotion. Okay?
Yeah.
Devotion. Devote your time and your energy to what is necessary for your goals to be accomplished. Devote your time and your energy to the people that need it. Devote your time and your energy to the universe, basically, because you're a part of it. All right? So that means take time to breathe in.
Yes.
Take time to devote your time to what's going on around you. I'm
Take
not
time
saying
to reconnect with nature.
Exactly.
So important.
Not to take in all the negativity, but look at what's going on and how you can actually put yourself in there to help out somebody else
Yeah.
function better. Okay? And the last one is relate. Okay? Relate, because relationships are important.
Yes.
We need each other. She spoke about her mentor. We need people just as much as they need us.
Yes.
So be relatable, be able to relate with one another and look at ways to better relate with each other so that we could take away some of this anger and hatred that's in this community by using what DeQuesta said, more love, being more kind, like you suggested. Okay, so those would be my buzzwords.
I want to add one: correction. Right? We don't like correction. We get haughty and egotistical when someone says, you know what you did was wrong. Or even on our jobs, when we get our performance reviews and we're not particularly pleased, right? We don't take correction well.
No.
And a part of combating things, when let's just say you thought that you had a stellar year on your job and you got a performance review that was not what you expected. Your responsibility throughout the entire year was to document all the things that you did well, so that when you get into that conversation, it's not subjective to thought or feelings. You actually have proof, and so you're documented throughout the entire course of the year all the steps that you've taken towards achieving your goals. There's no anger there, because hey, this is proof, right? And then you can also begin to take out some of that emotion. But correction is important, even in the Bible, because I believe that God has a purpose and a plan for every single person.
Yes.
We are admonished to train up children in the way that they should go, so that when they're old, they won't depart from it. So it means that correction should be a part of our lives, that we should teach, and we should be open to being corrected. We should learn. We should teach. And so correction has to be a buzzword. You could be doing something and doing it the way that you think it should be done and failing, and someone could come along and say, listen, if you just tweak it this way, this will help you get there faster. And be open to that, and not be offended by it.
So that would mean you should also try to be a little bit more honest with yourself, because sometimes people are trying to tell us, look, there's a problem there, Cherie. You need to change a little bit on this side, and you get offended. But guess what? If you actually take a step back and look, and you be honest with yourself, maybe there is something that needs to be improved.
Right. Emotional stability too.
Yeah.
I would definitely say we need to be people who become more emotionally stable.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that we see on the road with driving is because we want to turn. We don't want to stop. We don't feel like stopping. We don't feel like using a turn signal. We feel like running through the red light.
Crazy.
The little things with us being emotionally unstable manifest in so many different ways. As a business owner, if you are emotionally unstable, that is a problem, because you're going to talk to people bad. Your customer service may suffer. You may go underground when you just don't feel like being bothered, which affects your money. You may shut down completely and you stop working, which affects your money. All types of stuff. We have to be emotionally stable.
I totally agree.
Now I wanted to add something, because she said about your business, and I recently went to a particular place of business, and the person was very abrupt, very short, and I just started to be very kind to her, and I was like, okay, well, so have a good day and everything, but I was very kind. I responded to her the extreme opposite, and let me tell you, by the end of the day, I was the person's friend. Okay, so the way that you respond as well.
It is very
Is a
important,
very
because sometimes
big thing.
people you meet people at a different place in a day, and could be a lot going on. I started the show by saying how my night was last night and today, and so sometimes somebody approaches you, and it's and so while it's not on me to snap and to be rude and abrasive, it's also sometimes just how you respond to maybe something that I may have said, and then you would hear, oh, well, this was happening, or this is happening, and my mind was just, I was distracted and it's not here, not that kind of thing. And I like the fact that, you talk about the just mental issues or challenges, really, or emotional, really, I'd rather say that. Really don't be afraid in this second half to seek help, even if it's from a professional, to speak. We all need it. I know several, perhaps well over a year ago, I talked about the importance of, necessity of, and the beauty of therapy, and the fact that we all need it. We all need it. I had people around the table who are vibrant and doing incredibly well in their careers, but say at least once a year they meet with their psychologist or psychotherapist. The thing about it is, this is what we need to do. Remove the shame from anything that you have to do to win. Anything that you have to do to, and when I say anything, that's in reason, anything that is healthy, uplifting, supportive, and just nurturing to you that you have to do to win, remove the shame from it. And anybody who wants to attach shame to it for you, remove them. Really, correct. I love the release. Yes.
But that is one of the key things for women to do, because whether you realize it or not, and I keep on seeing these little inspirational pieces going around WhatsApp, and they keep on mentioning it. But women don't really need you to fix their problem. A lot of women, they just need to be heard. So therapists, and I'm a big proponent. I go to see somebody. I'll let you know that right off, because I have a lot on my chest sometimes, and I just need to let it go. And that's a very good way of releasing. And after that, I feel as if I am so free. Sometimes I just need to, because I don't need you to help me fix this. Yeah. I know how it's going to be fixed. I've already fixed it, but just listen. And that's why one of the key words for me is listen. Listen to others, and then in hand, please try to listen to me. Because I just need you to hear me sometimes,
Yep, absolutely. I forgot I even had opened the phone lines because I am being nurtured by today's conversation. But Sheila, thank you so much for calling into the show today. Welcome to the conversation. Hi, Sheila.
Hello.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi. I'm tuned into the program. You hear me?
Yes, I can.
No, I say I'm tuned into the program, and I want to say to the question, I haven't heard you in Action Girl, but I'm very, very good.
Thank you.
Keep it up, DeQuessa.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila.
Right, bye-bye.
Yes, Sheila, thank you so much for calling in, and thank you for commending DeQuessa and encouraging her to keep up doing what she's doing, inspiring you and many others, including us here around the table. A big hello to Sherelle, and of course that's Ali McIntosh. She says, good show, Shanique. I am enjoying the ladies. Yeah, absolutely. I love when you can bring around and switch up the tempo sometime. And particularly, I'm a proponent of getting us all equipped, motivated, and on the right footing to do what it is that we need to do. And we all want to win, Some of us just don't have, many of us just don't have the tools necessary, the know-how, or where to pick themselves up from where they are, or know that they can pick themselves up from where they are. And the fact is, you can. I don't care if you're at the top of, I don't care if you at the CEO of something, or somebody who you figure you have some menial job. You can pick yourself up from exactly where you are, and just as we said, be very intentional. Stop making excuses and finish this year off exactly how you desire it to be. Hi, Craig. Thank you so much for holding. Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, hello, Shanique. How
Hi.
are you doing?
Good. Thank you, Craig.
Good. I just want to say that I think it's a very good topic. You're covering a lot of good information. My question is, is this basically for men and women, or is that just geared towards women, or is it unisex?
Oh, no, Craig. No, Craig, not at all. In fact, today's topic, if you could turn your volume down a bit, Craig, but today's, yes. No, today's show certainly is for men, women, teenagers, just any and everybody, even that high school student. Craig, turn your television down, please, or your radio. I can.
All right, it's down.
Yeah, I can hear the feedback. Okay.
Okay.
No, and whether that high school student, the college student that's returning in the fall, it's for anybody who wants to do differently, who wants to do better, who wants to have some achievement, whatever that achievement is that they can celebrate at the end of this year. It's for that person.
Yeah, awesome, because I have gleaned a lot from what y'all have been saying. I think it's the core root of Bahamians that we should take the advice and the good feedback that your panel is giving. I think your panel is doing a wonderful job with expressing that, and yourself giving them opportunity. And I just want to say thank you very much. I do accept everything that you're saying, and I'm looking forward to implementing it in my own personal life now for the duration of the year and for the years to come. Thank you very much, Shanique.
Craig, I totally appreciate your call, and thank you very much. I totally appreciate your call. Thanks for listening in and calling in today. And that's exactly what it is that we want to affect. We want to affect, because you see, if we can, in the same country, and I know we have people watching from in Nashville, in New York, and in other places, as I normally do, but in this country, we have to fix our country. And the way we begin fixing that is mindset. We started off by saying a mindset shift is necessary for all of us to do differently and better for the second half of the year in order to have wonderful achievements to celebrate and to just be very, very happy of, instead of feeling like, oh my God, 12 months again, and what did I do? So Craig, I thank you for taking the time to call and say that. And listen, hey, how about sharing with us, throughout what you're doing, and certainly in December when we have a celebration show, right? So here is Diane. Diane says, today's show is so important. I certainly needed the encouragement and the tools that your guests offer. Amazing, right?
Yes. Thank you, Diane.
Yeah, thank you very much, Diane. Thank you for listening. Really, really super. And I'm just very happy that people are enjoying it, because, sometimes on a topic like today's, people be like, oh, empowerment, But no, it's very, very important. It's important, even with, I think a few of the ladies gave the VAT example. And yes, there's some chafing, there's some this, but are you going to chafe for the next 6 months? Are you going to complain or are you going to say, guess what? Y'all do what y'all have to do. Meantime, I'm going to do what I have to do. And what I'm going to do is win for me. For not for nobody else, for me. And then you're better for it, your community and family is better for it, and the country is better for it. And that is exactly what I'm trying to push here, the message today, that we still can do this. Don't think it's June coming up on July and that vision board is dusty, or the notepad that you wrote your dream on is you can still just one thing, and you will feel much better for it. It's really awesome.
And for the person out there who hasn't set a goal, because we're talking a lot to people who may have sat down and written their New Year's resolutions and their goals. Every day is an opportunity to start again.
Yes.
You don't need a new year to set goals. You don't need a new week. All you need is the moment that you are in to realize that you want something different.
I like the
fact
that.
And so what is that?
Yes.
Define that and then set your goals based on that. That you can set goals today that are attainable by the end of this year.
DeQuesta, yes.
So
absolutely.
not because you didn't do a New Year's resolution does not mean that it's too late.
No.
Always set your goal, and you need a plan. If you hear nothing else, you need a plan.
You need a plan.
Write the goal down. Break it down into small attainable pieces so that you don't go after a whale before you catch a snapper.
Yeah, and I like, it was also discussed earlier that monthly, set something monthly. Not to say, for these next 6 months, I'm going to do this, do that, do the next thing, or I'm going to go and get this doctorate degree.
Shanique, monthly, trust me, the way that I have a little bit of a ADHD type thing.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah.
Weekly for you.
Okay?
Yes. Okay, well, that's good. And I know exactly what one of your goals are, and I would be more than happy to watch you attain that and to ensure that you attain it. And so the thing is, and weekly is good.
Yes.
Weekly is very, very good. And so the thing is, just bite off as much as you can chew. Bite off as much as you can chew, because that's important.
But
do. But do. Oh, no. But do.
Yes.
And that's another buzzword for the year.
Yes.
Just do it. Just do it. Well, I know it's 3, but still, just do it. It's important for us all to just do it. I don't care where you are. I don't care how you feel as though maybe your supervisor isn't giving you an opportunity or whatever.
And stop making excuses and finding excuses, because that was big with me. I can't do it today because, I have to do it. No. Just plan. I mean, like she said, write down a word.
Yes.
Get your own buzzwords and say, you know what? Okay, attempt. eat better, do something, you know?
Absolutely, totally. Hello to you, Darnell, watching live on Facebook. Big hello. I thank you so much for the Facebook audience who are tuned in. Ali says, Shanique, I agree with the ladies. Sometimes you have to take everyone off your schedule and put yourself on on your own schedule. If we are going to stay sane and achieve what we want, we must recalibrate and focus on what we need to achieve. Super advice.
Yes.
Super advice. Take everybody else off the schedule and put you on your own schedule. How about that? Tanya says, on point, Dequessa. Forgive if I misspelled your name, but attainable goals are how you achieve the bigger goal.
Yes.
Absolutely. We are going to take a final break this afternoon. Ms. Smith, let's get Ms. Smith before we go to the break because I don't want to keep her holding. Ms. Smith, thank you so much for calling into the show today. Welcome to the conversation.
Yes, good afternoon, Shanique, and good afternoon to your guest.
Good afternoon, Ms. Smith.
Yes, I'm enjoying it so much. I'm not feeling well. I have the flu.
Yeah, you sound like you have the flu. You sound like, yeah.
So, I didn't hear everything. I missed a portion. But one of a buzzword for me is caring and attention and love.
Yes.
Caring, attention, and love.
Yes, we don't care enough about ourselves and others, and that is seems like that is something that has died. You know, that we really show people that we care for them. You know, you have to do that.
Yes.
And then attention, pay attention. Pay attention to everything around you.
Yes.
Everyone around you. You miss out things when you don't pay attention. You know, you could, if you maybe sometimes you could stop someone from doing something they shouldn't do if you were paying attention when they were speaking to you or when you heard them talking. So you have to pay attention. And then, like I said, discipline. We are not disciplined.
Yes, Ms. Smith.
I'm telling you, we're not disciplined people, and I don't understand for the life of me why people cannot be disciplined. It's just like, you know, the children. You have to discipline your children, and you have to discipline yourself, because sometimes we want to do things, and it's something that we really should not be doing. But if we discipline ourselves, we'll be able to do it. You know, it's just like say you're on a diet, or you're trying to, you know, lose weight, or you're trying to eat better. If you have that discipline, you will be able to do it. But if you don't have that discipline, God help you, you're not going to be able to do anything, and you wouldn't be able to help anyone else. So, you know, it's a whole lot. Like I said, I've enjoyed the show, and I don't know if anyone mentioned those things, but I wanted to give those buzzwords.
Ms. Smith, I thank you for your buzzwords, and they each are very important if you want to achieve just a wonderful, and it all just goes to really creating a great life for you.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And so and they're each important.
That's what I see, because love, like I say, you have to love. And if you love yourself, that is when you'll be able to love someone else or others. You know, you must love you. Because, you know, we have people who, I don't know, for some reason, you know, like Cherie was saying, you know, she met someone and how they were so abrupt and rude and all that thing. But by the end of the day, well, they were friends. Because you see, sometimes when you meet this obstruction, it's the way you respond to the person. You know, I remember at work one day, and a lady, I answered the phone was down, and I wondered, why was the phone there on the desk? And so I picked it up and I said, hello. And when I said hello, the woman, she just started running on. I don't know. Someone on the phone, they tell me they're going to ask someone a question, and they didn't come back, and she started all, you know, on me. And then I say, and then I started to, you know, I said, Mom, let me tell you why your son was canceled and he didn't have a surgery. I said, he didn't have it the first time because there was insufficient blood. He didn't have it the second time for whatever the reason was. I say, but he's here today, and he'll be done.
Yes.
You know, she said, Mom, she said, if anyone had explained to me what was going on, she'd say, I would not have been so upset. And it was simple as that. No one explained to her or him. You know, so we really need to take time. You know, time. Time is important. Take time to just be, like, kind, you know? take time to be kind.
Yes, that's I love that. That's very important. Take time to be kind, and it shows, because in taking time to be kind is when you show you love yourself, because when you love yourself, you are not going to cause anybody to throw you off your rhythm.
No.
You are not going to bring ugly into your life in terms of a funky attitude and just being very just ugly to people. You don't have time for it. You know, you don't want to make space for that. And so the thing is, Ms. Smith, I thank you very, very much for sharing that with us. I think we lost Ms. Smith. Listen, continue to get well, get better from the flu, and stay indoors, right, until you are totally over the flu. We're going to take a final break this afternoon. This is The Conversation. Stay exactly where you are. We come back with more after this.
Let's talk about love, health and wellness, transformation, yeah, we got it. Discuss your breakthroughs, national issues. This show will take you there, yeah. Taking it step by step, living your best life yet. Getting stronger and living longer. Let's figure out the questions for ya. I need a little conversation. You need a little conversation. When you need a little inspiration, tune into The Conversation. Talk about it on The Conversation. When you need a little motivation, life is better on The Conversation. Tune into The Conversation.
Every day at KFC, our cooks begin with the freshest pieces of chicken, hand breading and seasoning before cooking to golden perfection, making chicken that's hot, fresh, and ready for you to grab and head to your favorite spot for a meal with friends and family. The secret to preparing the world's juiciest, tastiest chicken, bundled with a variety of delicious sides, is real cooks who love what they do. Taste the KFC difference. Fresh prepared, in-store daily. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $999, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back to The Conversation, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. Thank you for listening in, participating, and also calling in as well. Really, really good. Ladies, you know, as we wrap up the conversation today, you know, just provide each of you with an opportunity to leave a nice parting word with our listeners and our viewers near and far.
Well, Shanique, you know, I really enjoyed this conversation today, and I think it will help a lot of people to, you know, kind of reboot their lives, you know, and looking at the last couple of months that we have left, you know, like we were saying earlier, it's never too late to start, to plan goals. It's never too late to try to achieve, but in my case, I think that it's very pertinent, that it's very important that you try, that you attempt, that you write down, that you at least start and begin to do something different today in terms of achieving your goals. And just, you know, don't look at that, and take it in little small chunks like we said earlier, because it is possible. You know, we all have creativity that's just on the inside of us, just waiting to come out, but we must expose it, and we must be willing to try and attempt new things to bring that about.
Absolutely.
I would just like for everyone to realize that the earth is waiting for whatever it is that God has put on the inside of you. Each one of us has a plan and a purpose, like DeQuesta said before. God wants whatever he gave you in whatever measure that he gave it to you in. He wants you to release that. That is why sometimes so many of us struggle with feeling unfulfilled, feeling bored, feeling frustrated. It's because we're not operating necessarily in the ways that we are supposed to be, or we're not understanding the seasons that we are in. 6 months is a short time and it's a long time at the same time. You can turn some things around.
Absolutely incredible, wonderful advice. And so listen, there you have it, guys. And again, listen, this is for anybody. You don't have to be a woman of a particular age or a teenage girl, or no, this is for the high schooler, the college student, the professional, the one who's looking to change careers, the one who wants a more fulfilling life, whatever it is you want, even the one who wants love. Remember I gave that little advice? Like, the thing is, it's for any one of us to grab hold of, take these bits of advice and run with it. Make them yours, tweak them. But the thing is, we all win in 2018, and the way you win is by being very intentional and doing the things that you need to do to cause your success to come about. Okay, so thank you all so much. Thank you so much, Facebookers and everybody who watched on television today. I don't think we were on radio because, of course, you know, Parliament is in, but certainly the Facebookers and the television audience, you guys were super. And for those who called in, I really appreciate you calling in today and enjoying the show. Tomorrow, the men are back around the table. Yeah, the guys are back, Craig. I hope you're listening. The men are back around the table, and we will have another wonderful discussion, conversation with them. Okay? Stay exactly where you are. The news at 6 is straight ahead.
Let's talk about love, health and wellness, transformation, yeah, we got it.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up first at 6, Exuma residents are now more aware of the benefits for them in the national budget. Consumers can expect improvements in their electricity supply this summer. And the Member of Parliament for Baines and Grantstown announces a new roofing initiative just in time for the hurricane season.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
Exuma residents learning more about the 2018-2019 national budget. Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, first at 6. Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis traveled to Exuma yesterday to provide residents there with a better understanding of the contents of the 2018-2019 budget and how it will affect them and their families. Altaviz Munnings reports.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis landed at Exuma's Georgetown International Airport shortly after 6 o'clock Wednesday evening and traveled directly to St. Andrew's Anglican Church Hall to begin his town meeting on the 2018-2019 budget. He spoke with a few Exuma residents before starting the meeting, but when he addressed them from the podium, the Prime Minister's message was clear.
I never want to see an international agency dictating to you and me as to what should be done. We must make provisions to ensure that our family islands are protected. We must make provisions to ensure that our young people and our future is protected. We must make provisions to ensure that poverty, which is now at 12% in our country, does not increase. That the poor has the same opportunity as you.
Prime Minister Minnis informed the Exuma residents that the financial challenges we face now should not be endured by the future generation. He said this is why he decided to travel to the family islands to ensure the right information on the new budget was disseminated effectively.
The VAT presently is at 7.5%. We had several choices to deal with our situation. Choice number 1, leave it as is and continue. Leave the VAT at 7.5%, do nothing, and continue. If we did that, we would have had to borrow an additional $661 million to run the country. Remember, we're already at junk bond status. And if we did nothing, we'd have to borrow another $661 million, which meant we would have gotten even further downgraded. Our interest rates would have gone up again, and we would have challenges.
Coming up in the National Report at 7 o'clock, hear how Exuma residents received the Prime Minister's address on the 2018-2019 budget. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
In news from Parliament, the 2018 anti-terrorism bill was passed in the House of Assembly Wednesday. The bill strengthens the Bahamas' capacity to suppress and detect terrorist acts designed to facilitate terrorist actions and to bring to trial or extradite persons committing those acts. The bill also provides for comprehensive measures to be taken to prevent the national territory resources and financial services of the Bahamas from being used to commit or finance terrorist acts. Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Holson Moultrie, on the passing of that bill.
A bill for an act to criminalize terrorism, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, the financing of terrorism, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, to provide for the detention, prevention, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of such activities, and the confiscation, forfeiture, and seizure of assets of those involved in such activities and for related matters. Order that this bill do now pass, and the title thereof be declared to be the Anti-Terrorism Act 2018.
Bahamas Power and Light expects Bahamians will have a much cooler summer than last year. Company CEO Whitney Hasty says he anticipates no load shedding as the company has been preparing for this peak season for months, working on its power generation capabilities.
The peak last year was about 257. So we've got really more than 200 megawatts of additional generation that we have on the ground that we should be able to easily carry through, right? Typically in an island grid system, given a peak of about 260, you really don't need more than 310 megawatts. We've got 450 megawatts on the ground.
After an island-wide blackout on Monday night that lasted 4 hours, the BPL executive says preliminary investigations show it was the result of major equipment failure as a result of a hit on the Clifton Power Station due to bad weather. He says because the fault was in the plant, an island-wide blackout occurred.
In simple terms, if something was to happen further away from the plant has a faster time to react. The closer it is to the plant, the response of the protection system has to be a whole lot faster.
A Bahamas Power and Light resolution was agreed in the House of Assembly on Wednesday. The resolution refers to credit agreements concerning the company's borrowing of more than $200 million. The resolution also confirms and approves BPL's obligation in respect to the repayment of the principal and payment of interest on the existing advances and increased commitments.
In the maximum aggregate principal amount of $211 million US, as further amended and restated on the 11th day of December 2014, and further amended and restated on the 8th day of March 2018, the US $211 million credit agreement between the Bank of the Bahamas Limited, Credit Suisse, acting through its Cayman Island branch, First Caribbean International Bank Bahamas Limited, Royal Bank Bahamas Limited, Scotia Bank Bahamas Limited, the National Insurance Board, and the lenders party thereto from time to time, the 211 million lenders, and Roman numeral 2, a facility agreement dated the 24th of August 2012, as further amended and restated on the 11th day of December 2014, and further amended and restated on the 8th day of March 2018 for the principal amount of $35 million US.
The Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, held a press conference today at the Southern Recreational Grounds to announce a new roofing project that will affect 200 community households during this hurricane season. Robinson says the project will cost in excess of $100,000 and explained what materials will be used and who will receive assistance.
We have on grounds right now some of the roofing materials that will include plywood, shingles, felt, and the likes that are needed to renovate the various roofs. This initiative will be done in 4 phases. This morning we launched phase 1, which will include the distribution of materials to individuals who are employed but still are in need of assistance to complete their roofs ahead of the major hurricane season.
Robinson added the project's main focus, while lead contractor Andrew Colberg explains the condition of one of the homes he assessed.
What we are focusing more or less on is the distribution of more or less supplies. As I mentioned, the individuals who would receive more than just supplies would be more or less the elderly persons in the community, as well as single-parent homes. So that is where the bulk of our finances in terms of construction and renovation physically will go.
When I measure up, like, let's say about 10 feet by 10 feet, we know that carry like 3 sheets of plywood, three bundles of shingle. It was rotten, dead, bad, you know, so we have to measure and check it and take it out.
And students from the Governor General's Youth Award take a special trip to the Island of Freedom. That story and more when First at 6 continues.
Together, we laugh more, we discover more, we dream more. Together, we connect more, we cheer more. Grab life by the bundle and fuel your passion for your favorite things. Enhance your entertainment experience with Flow Evo, internet and home phone in one simple package. The hotter the bundle, the more you get. Grab life by the bundle with BTC.
Are your monthly bills coming in on top of your holiday bills? It's time for a change. Bundle your bills into one low-rate loan with Commonwealth Bank. Move your high-rate loans and credit card balances from other banks to a low-rate consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank. Less stress, less to pay, each and every month. Plus, the chance to win $5,000. So make a change. Get a consolidation loan at Commonwealth Bank and pay less.
Every day at KFC, our cooks begin with the freshest pieces of chicken, hand breading and seasoning before cooking to golden perfection, making chicken that's hot, fresh, and ready for you to grab and head to your favorite spot for a meal with friends and family. The secret to preparing the world's juiciest, tastiest chicken, bundled with a variety of delicious sides, is real cooks who love what they do. Taste the KFC difference. Fresh prepared, in-store daily. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
This portion of the news brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, your leader in personal banking.
From the Daily Crime Report, police here in the capital are investigating an armed robbery and stabbing incident that left an adult male with injuries. Authorities say it was shortly after 6 o'clock yesterday evening when a man was walking on Hospital Lane when he was approached by a male armed with a screwdriver, who stabbed him about the body before running away. He was transported to hospital and is listed in serious condition. Investigations are ongoing. Officials of the Governor General's Youth Award, GGYA, held their annual Family Island expedition last week. Each year, a family island is selected for campers to participate on a hike with the expectation of gaining their gold or silver medal of endurance. Director of GGYA, Denise Mortimer, says this year the 40 students will be hiking from the southern end of Eleuthera at Lighthouse Point and working their way up to Tarpon Bay. Mortimer also explained how far they would have to hike to earn their medals.
The silver must do 30 miles over 3 days minimum, and the gold must do 50 miles minimum over 4 days. to do this. They do it themselves. They volunteer. Nobody's making them do it. This is something they want to achieve. It's a personal achievement for them, and it gives them the opportunity to not only visit and live on another Bahamian island, but to test their leadership skills, their endurance, their team building skills. So it's a well-rounded experience for everyone.
Mortimer added that there will be another excursion later this year, incorporating hikers from around the Caribbean.
It's the Caribbean Award Sub-Regional Council Expedition. We're hosting it this year. This is the 35th year of that, and we're hosting it this year, and we're going to take the group to Cat Island. So we're going to have some more domestic tourists, and we can have some international tourists joining us from 8 Caribbean countries.
FoxNews.com is reporting that a remarkable map created in space over 50 years ago could lead a modern-day explorer to the sites of treasure shipwrecks here in the Bahamas. The space treasure map was drawn in the 1960s by NASA astronaut Gordon Cooper to identify more than 100 anomalies in the Caribbean that may be shipwrecks. Cooper, who died from Parkinson's disease in 2004, gave the maps to his friend Daryl Miklos, a historical shipwreck discovery specialist. The Discovery Channel series Cooper's Treasure documents the latest chapter in Miklos' quest, which tracks down 11 shipwreck sites in the Bahamas that may be loaded with silver, gold, and other treasures, potentially worth billions of dollars. Atlanta's Paradise Island has launched a partnership with the University of Miami's School of Marine and Atmospheric Science to better understand, care for, and protect marine life. In its second year, the partnership features a marine mammal-based course at the graduate level that is taught at Dolphin Key. The course, which runs between the spring and summer semesters, gives its participants 3 full credits. Announced today that effective July 16th, the airline will be going cashless at Lynden Pendling International Airport here in New Providence. Passengers will be required to use a credit or debit card to make any transactions at the airport, including purchasing tickets and paying for checked baggage. American's country manager for Bahamas, Caroline Hollingsworth, said in a statement that American's transition to a cashless airport environment allows our team members to assist our customers in a faster and more efficient manner. Stay tuned. Sports is up next with Jonathan Benson.
That portion of the news was brought to you by Commonwealth Bank, the leader in personal banking services.
Rugs, carpet tiles, ceramic tiles, floor mats, even vinyl flooring. Find them all at Wright's Carpet Masters, located on Bernard Road. Let them cater to your home or your office needs, and you can choose from a variety of carpets, floor mats, cashmere, oriental rugs, and area rugs. And if you can't come to us, we will bring the business to you, offering free estimates and deliveries to the Family Islands. Wright's Carpet Masters will get it right for you. Located on Bernard Road, telephone number 364-1260.
What's better than a cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizza? 2 cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizzas. That's what! Now get 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $20 VAT included at Pizza Hut Saunders Beach or Prince Charles Drive. Call 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Pizza Hut, for the love of pizza.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our senior national men's basketball team hooping it up today against the U.S. Virgin Islands in a pivotal game of the FIBA America's World Cup qualifiers. That game on court as we speak. The Bahamas trailing 59-57 with time running out in the third quarter. Buddy Hield, he's leading the way with 17 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. Michael Carey Jr. also at 17 points off the bench. The U.S. Virgin Islands has already beaten the Bahamas here in Nassau back in November, and so the 2-4-2 needs to win this game by at least 10 points to stay in contention to move on to the next round of qualifiers, with another first-round game still to come against the Dominican Republic. The Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder series was back on the floor last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Truman University now 2-0 after another lopsided win over another Bahamian team. This time it was IBA Elite. They win this one 90-43.
I think we came out pretty intense. We played great defense, held them under to 50 points, so that was good. Also, I think we're just pretty good team chemistry. We're still building out with a new coach and all, but yeah, I think we just came to play and showed up.
The makeup of this year mostly is 10, 11 graders. So I think this is the sort of thing that they need, moving into next year, even to develop themselves, to see the level that they need to be at, So, like I said, I don't feel bad about my team's performance at all. We have a few guys that are actually in college right now, just to provide a little bit of leadership out there on the floor.
Justin Roberts and Antiguan partner Jody Magginley seeing their run at the Kelowna F4 Tennis Future in Canada come to an end last night in the second round of doubles. This one, another marathon match as the duo lost to Canadians Alexis Garloon and Benjamin Segou 7-6, 3-6, and 10-4 in the super tiebreaker. From the minor league baseball diamond last night, Chavez Young and Lansing once again winning over Todd Isaacs and Lake County 6-2. Young finishing the game 0-for-5, Isaacs going 1-for-4. Jazz Rado Chisholm also 1-for-4 and stole his 8th base of the season in Kane County's 3-2 loss to Peoria. Meantime, in the Arizona League, Deshaun Knowles was 2-for-4 with an RBI. The Angels won 5-3 over the Diamondbacks. Alexis Gray won the women's 100 meters at last weekend's B3 Senior National Track and Field Championships, and she says a lot of the credit has to go to her coach, Tawny Williams.
My coach is a big motivator for me, especially because she's the one who really got me started in track and field. She's the one who got me out here. She's the one who got me hungry for more. So I really respect her for a lot of the things she does for me. I come back over here and I ask her, I say, hey, coach, take some time with your busy schedule. Come out here and work with me. She comes out here with me every single day at 5 o'clock at the new stadium, and she works out with me and she gives me all her attention, even though she has a very busy schedule, and I really appreciate her for that.
The CAC Games will take place next month in Columbia. Swimmer Laura Morley hopes to represent the 242.
I think we find out about CAC Games in the next couple of days, whether we're going or not, but that's my hope to go to CAC. That'd be great to be able to race in Columbia alongside Team Bahamas, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get to go.
That is your first look at sports. Don't go anywhere. First at 6 is back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Imagine you have Hollywood at your command. Introducing Flow Evo.
Red cheese, gold rings, all black, everything creeping through the night.
Anywhere you are.
Big girls don't scream hard like Halloween, make me feel alive.
There's a world of entertainment here, and you run the show. Flow Evo.
Food. It is as essential as air is to breathe and water is to drink. Food is life. But where does our food come from? The Bahamas has more than 2,000 farmers, but it's hardly enough to keep up with our growing population. Or is it? We traveled the nation to find out the answers to the questions everyone is asking. Can we feed ourselves?
You thought it was the talk of the town, but get ready for more.
More energy, more excitement, Exhilarating, compelling, informative, educational talk on The Conversation.
I'm Shanique Miller. Pull up a chair with a cup of tea and join me weekdays at 4 on Radio Bahamas, 1540 AM, 104.5 FM, and The Light, 810 AM for The Conversation. I'm excited to have you around the table.
The Wake Up Bahamas show is back with more excitement from the Family Islands. We brought you Exuma with all of its beauty and amazing experiences. Now, Wake Up Bahamas is taking you to the Big Yard. Join us live from North Andros, June 27th through 29th, as we bring you the best the Big Yard has to offer. From crabs to bonefish, ecotourism to agriculture, bush medicine to blue holes, and a whole lot more. Don't miss the Wake Up Bahamas show, June 27th through 29th, live at 7 a.m. right here on the ZNS Network. How much can the Bahamas cut its billion-dollar food import bill? What are we really producing to feed ourselves? What are the challenges facing food production in our country? How can you contribute to reducing our food import bill? Find the answers to these questions and much more. Watch Agriculture Now with Carla Palmer, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Meanwhile, Bahamian Shanae Miller-Ubu broke a 16-year-old Commonwealth Games record as she clinched gold in the women's 200 meters final.
Very passionate. I've not been good at a lot of things, but cooking is one thing that I put my best foot forward. Every time I step in the kitchen, I do not accept mediocrity. If it's bad before it goes up to the guests, it's not coming up. I'd rather have a dish come out to the guests late and right than on time and wrong.
Everybody, I on TV. Look, I on TV. Mom, guess what it is? That's me. Bartender, do you see me? I on television. I gotta tell my girlfriend I on television.
Hello?
Babe, turn your television to ZNS.
Quick, I'm on television. I don't have a TV in here.
We have Wi-Fi though.
We have Wi-Fi.
That's fine. They upgrade now. You can watch it live from your phone.
You just have to download the app. All right, hold on.
Go to the App Store, type in ZNS, download the app, and you'll be able to watch ZNS straight from your phone. Hurry up before it's over again.
Get your news and more anytime, anywhere with the new ZNS app. Stay connected from around the globe with our live stream news updates, all in the palm of your hand. You can also listen to the ZNS Radio Network for your favorite music. Go into your Apple or Google Play Store and download the ZNS app today.
Miss I's a star now. I still gotta pay.
In regional news tonight, the Caribbean Court of Justice ruled yesterday that Barbados can no longer impose mandatory death sentences on convicted murderers. The CCJ struck down the mandatory death penalty on the grounds that it is unconstitutional. The judgments were delivered in a pair of unrelated death penalty cases from Barbados. Former Guyana Member of Parliament Abdul Khadir, who was sentenced to life on a conviction of conspiring to commit a terrorist attack at the New York's JFK airport nearly a decade ago, died in a prison in the United States on Thursday. Khadir, who also served as mayor of Linden, was in his mid-60s. And the Cabinet of the British Virgin Islands has approved the creation of the territory's first offshore institution, and with several applications, there are plans to set up more. Minister of Education and Culture, the Honorable Myron Welwyn, said that Cabinet approval was made Wednesday with an application for the University of Science, Arts and Technology, which will be established in the BVI soon. And that's regional news tonight.
Time now for weather.
In our first look at weather, the tropics remain quiet, and that's because of strong upper-level sharing in the atmosphere. And on the home front, that mid to upper-level trough continues to weaken, and that means we will continue to get some showers, but of an isolated variety. Outside of our studios, we have partly sunny conditions, temperature a very warm 86 degrees, relative humidity 61%. The winds are out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,017.8 millibars. That's 30.03 inches, and it is steady. That's going to do it for your first look at weather 6. Stay tuned, more weather is still to come.
And that's a look at the Bahamas tonight, first at 6. But don't you move. News from the north is up next.
The final round of checks presented for post-hurricane repairs. The Port Authority examining the changing faces of business. And scores of young people enrolled in the Ministry of Youth summer program.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening all. I'm Shashina Rolfe-Arkeson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping the news this evening, the Ministry of Works wrapping up the distribution of checks to residents whose homes are still awaiting repairs. Many structures are still reeling from the recent hurricanes, and this morning, more than 300 homeowners were given checks presenting the final phase of the ministry's home repair assistance program. Italia Hall was there.
The line wrapped around some portions of the National Insurance building as residents anxiously waited to receive their checks. Some 330 persons were on the list to receive checks, which are valued up to $4,000. Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, Iram Lewis, says this speaks to the government's commitment to assist the people of Grand Bahama.
We are giving out the final distribution of checks for the hurricane, and of course the tornado was a part of the hurricane experience. So we hope today to give all of these checks out, and we hope that we believe that it will go a long way, not solving all of the problem, but alleviating some of the issues we have with leaks to the various homes.
Now, Lewis says he does not see this program continuing because he thinks that the government cannot sustain it, adding that it's important for residents who receive checks to use the funds wisely and make the necessary repairs as soon as possible.
Use it for the purpose for which it was given. Repair your roof. Make sure that it is done to code. If you have any concern or question about the contractor, come to us. We can verify whether or not they are qualified to do the work.
Member of Parliament for Marco City, Michael Pintard, was also on hand for the check distribution. He says quite a few persons from Marco City received checks in the first distribution.
In this particular set of checks is about 38 residents, households from Marco City. We have continued from a constituency level to help a number of families, and so we're encouraging residents to certainly speak with their members of parliament, but also speak with their church groups, because a number of church groups who we have partnered with continue to help families. There are also several philanthropic groups as well as companies that are assisting employees whose homes are still leaking.
These residents say the checks will go a long way.
They're working speedily as we go. You know, everything is working, everybody is calm, everybody is saying they're grateful, they're thankful. It's very good, you know, because we suffer a lot from the hurricane and whatnot.
I had a lot of damages, but, you know, somebody do out my pocket. I feel all right that they issuing out, you know, funds that people really could do things.
I feel good about it, I mean, because it's a help.
Most importantly, part is my roof. That's what I need to deal with.
In total, 973 checks were distributed. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority holding its third annual Small Business Fair and Expo at the Pelican Bay Resort. That was today under the theme, The Changing Faces of Business. Tonight, as Sabrina Brown tells us, it was another opportunity for business owners to recharge and chart the way forward for their establishments.
The Grand Bahama Port Authority pulling out all the stops once again in an effort to grow the small business sector. President Ian Roll reassuring local business owners of the port's commitment to providing them with the tools they need to succeed in business.
The vision behind this was to ensure that we impart some sort of knowledge or insightfulness to our licensees and to the residents of Grand Bahama. And we wanted to make sure that when you leave this conference, you actually take something away from it.
Minister of State for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says the government has made provisions in its 2018-2019 budget to increase direct financing to micro, small, and medium enterprises through a $25 million allocation to be used over a 5-year period.
This will be used for micro loans, small business loans, grants, and grantee facilities through the commercial banking sector. And you can rest assured that I will do all I can to ensure that Grand Bahama gets its fair share out of this $25 million.
He says the government is in the process of establishing a small business development center, which is expected to complement the work the port is doing on the island.
The first SPDC will officially be rolled out in very short order. And very soon we will also have a director appointed for Grand Bahama. We anticipate that the University of the Bahamas, the Grand Bahama Port Authority, and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce will play an integral role in the initial setup of the SPDC model here in Grand Bahama.
The minister notes that the local university will house the development center and serve as the main avenue for market research.
If there's a business owner that wants to go into business, we should be able to provide them with information about the success of different types of business. For example, someone may say, I want to get involved in a restaurant. Well, we should be able to say to them how many restaurants we have already, how successful those restaurants are, whether you have success in Bahamian restaurants, whether you have success in Chinese restaurants. We should be able to have that information so that before you get into the business, you will have the necessary information to judge your success.
Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Mick Holding, also addressing the Business Expo. He says SMEs are vital to economies around the world as they are responsible for driving innovation and competition.
In the UK, for example, SMEs account for 99.3% of private sector businesses and contribute £1.6 trillion, or 47% of private sector turnover. Similarly, in the European Union, SMEs account for 99% of all businesses. In Canada, similarly, 89% of the total workforce is in MSEs. And in the United States, SMEs account for 99% of businesses and over 50% of the workforce.
Now, vendors displaying their goods and services at the Business Fair and Expo commended the Grand Bahama Port Authority for staging the event annually.
It gives it a lot of exposure. A lot of people know about Baja Beach, but exactly what does Baja Beach do and how can it assist me? I believe that certification means more money. And so, venues like this seek to educate the Bahamian populace.
This is our second year doing the event. We do the staging. We also bring some of our fine products.
It's still an up-and-coming growing business, so it's a great chance not only to get ourselves out there, but like I said, to interact with potential business partners and wherever could come out about from it. So.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture making a significant investment in the lives of many young people on Grand Bahama. 150 students were selected and assigned to work and assigned to various organizations involved in the ministry's annual summer employment program. An orientation was held this morning at the Foster B. Pastina Center. Italia Hall was there.
Scores of young people filled the room and listened attentively to the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Michael Pintard, as he gave them some words of wisdom. The program will last for some 4 weeks, and the salary will be based on whether the employees have basic qualifications, BJCs, BGCSEs, or is in college. The minister told the group that this is now a critical point of their lives.
The beauty of working in areas, even though it might not be the area that is your primary choice for career, is that it exposes you to additional options. It is important in a tough economy in the Bahamas and even internationally to have options, because sometimes your primary goal and plan does not unfold in the way that you desire at the time you desire, and it is useful to have varied skills to make a transition into another area that would sustain you until you are able to do the thing that is your passion.
He says now's the time for them to think about what they will be known for.
In your family, at your job, in your university, you want to be the go-to person. What is it that people will go to you for? What is it that you are so good that when they think they need this thing done, your name comes up? Now, I'm not asking you to get depressed if nobody comes to you for much. But I am saying that you do have the capacity to be the go-to person. There are some folks on their job, if you want an Excel spreadsheet created, that's who you go to.
And his final words of advice, to pour the best of themselves into the organization that they work for.
It is not just about us providing an opportunity for you. Far from it. It's about us being able to get from you the gifts and talents that God has given you so that you could help improve this island and this country.
The Youth Summer Employment Program will begin on Monday, July 2nd and end on July 27th. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.
Junior, you know Dolly Madison having their 3-day independence sale from June 28th to June 30th.
Yeah, just hear that, Myrtle. Thank God for that. Right there before that July 1st.
Well, that means we can have to get down there and get everything what we need for that day come.
The biggest screen TV, Myrtle.
And the front room set.
Yeah, and a GE fridge and freezer.
We need that whirlpool, the dryer, and the washer.
And Ace Hardware and everything we need.
You got your bedroom, you got your dining room, you got your...
that nursery thing there.
The plant nursery. Yeah, and outdoor furniture.
It's big.
You want paint too?
Radio Shack.
June 28th to June 30th. That means to say everybody gotta come on down.
Dolly Madison's pre-independence store-wide sale. It's June 28th to 30th.
Come on down now.
Before July 1st.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Steppin' Out. Satisfy your style habits with shoes for every occasion. Steppin' Out, when you want to put your best foot forward.
Nah, it's you who owe the bank plenty money for this house, you know, not me. You got 30 days to make a payment in full or hand over the keys.
Every woman need a little thug in her life. Just stop it. Get the hell away from me. Your own mother sacrificed everything.
I don't owe mommy nothing.
Oh, this must be that miserable sister you warned me about.
Shut the hell up.
I want you to get admitted in the hospital for a few days.
What your name is?
Dr. Chidambaram Krishnamurthy.
What? I don't even know what we was talking about. What, church?
Stop lying. Do not cause me to get loud and change.
Yes, mama. Come on, through.
Huh? You think you better than me?
You don't know me, and you don't know where the hell I'm from.
daughters could do the next best thing.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Die and go to hell.
Only what we do for Christ will last.
I'm sorry.
More Makeup by Megan Coakley. When you want to look like a star. Phone 443-7979. Covering the Northern Bahamas, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Miss Grand Bahama 2015-2016 continuing her work of impacting young ladies in the community. This past weekend, the Beauty Queen hosted the 3rd annual Embracing Your Inner Queen Girls Workshop. Megan Shepherd was there.
Young ladies ages 5 through 17 were decked out in their pink attire as they attended the 3rd annual Embracing Your Inner Queen Workshop, an event designed to help young girls in the community develop self-esteem. Founder Danielle Pratt says that she struggled with confidence issues at a young age, but now she wants to use her platform to help other girls learn their worth.
Over the years, especially the young girls, been loving it. Every year they get excited. The parents would call me, "Oh, my daughter can't wait until you have it again." And parents feel so impacted by it because they know their children might not tell them, but it's important because they can actually let loose and embrace who they truly are without putting a wall up or trying to be what society says is beautiful.
Miss Teen Grand Bahama 2017 is a product of the conference, and now she's on the other side leading a class of other young ladies. She says the conference helped her, and she is happy to assist others.
Speaking to the girls, it's really empowering and impactful, and it's really motivating and inspiring because you not only give the knowledge that you have to them, but they give their knowledge to you as well.
Makeup artist Kaylisa Kemp says that she, along with her business partner, were happy to be invited to speak to the older ladies. She says they wanted to impart a message of morals and self-respect.
When you look at what's going on, especially with social media, every time you were to checking on Facebook or Instagram, there's always some video of ladies degrading one another, fighting, using harsh words, and a conference like this is well needed, and I think we need to start molding them from small, how to carry themselves as young ladies, how to let others see morals and values that are, that have been instilled in them probably by their parents. So a seminar like this is very important for our ladies that's coming up.
First-time participant Camille Watson says she would encourage other young ladies to attend future events as she found the conference to be very open and helpful.
It makes you feel at home. You feel comfortable to say how you feel, like a group of different young ladies just introducing themselves and saying like problems we might face, but at the same time showing us that beauty is not just outside, but it's also in, and to be confident and believe in yourself.
The event ended with a balloon release by the young ladies. Megan Shepherd, ZNS Network News.
Celebrations in honor of the 45th anniversary of independence is expected to provide an opportunity to display Bahamian culture at its best. A cultural extravaganza at the Independence Park on the night of July 9th is among the festivities. Cultural officer at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Monique Leary, says that this year the children of Grand Bahama will be highlighted, as well as a number of Bahamian musicians.
Our host for the cultural extravaganza will be Mr. Derek Stubbs, Sr., along with Mrs. Daisy. She'll be coming in, you know her, she's the proud Bahamian, and she will be bringing all of her I would say, colors to the Independence Park. And she will then be assisting us throughout the entire night. We will first start off with our prelude, which will be the Rake and Scrape, and it will be done by the elderly, which will be celebrating the past, and then we will go into the children, who will be highlighting the Rake and Scrape.
And that's a look at stories making news. Now it is time to Ask the Doctor.
Hi and welcome. Chima asked, my father's getting older and for most of his adult life, he has been eating very unhealthy. He smoked, ate mostly fried foods, but now I see him making better choices about his health. Is it too late or can he really make a difference? Chima, thank you for such an honest question. The short answer is that it is never too late to start improving on your health. The leading causes of death in men are heart disease, cancer, and unintentional injury or violence. Most of these are preventable. Men can reduce the risk of developing heart disease and other non-communicable diseases by eating healthier and exercising. Avoiding smoking or quit if you are a smoker. Avoid fast food, fried foods, and sugary drinks like sodas, and only drink alcohol in moderation. Include more vegetables and fruit in your diet. Eat smaller portions during meals, and try to stay fit at least 30 minutes of moderate physical exercise in your day, like taking a walk or going for a swim. Drink lots of water. Small changes maintained over time can make a difference and put you on the road to a better health. It is also very important to see your doctor for an annual checkup. Men tend not to visit a doctor until they have a health crisis, but getting an annual checkup can help to detect potential problems early and help prevent the onset of disease. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Just Girls, we specialize in spa parties. If you want to treat your little princess to a mani-pedi, massage, facial, we do all those nice little parties for our little girls. We also cater with bunks and castles, cotton candy, popcorn. So we bring you the whole package of a party. We can bring you a hostess and we can provide games and prizes. We also have a retail store where we cater to, of course, the princess tiaras and sashes and all the gifts that you need for your parties. And we're presently located in the Cachet Mall. Our numbers are 602-7867-533-0315. So you can Facebook us, you can message us, you can call us, you can WhatsApp us. We are available with all the social media platforms.
Be a part of the Downhome experience at Southfest on Saturday, July 7th from 3 p.m. until at St. Vincent de Paul School Grounds in Hunters.
Love, you look worried today.
Belinda, you know I have 2 more rooms to complete. Now, if I've been from 7 to 12%, how in the world am I supposed to do this?
Here at Island Bedding, we know things have been pretty thin for the past few years.
You think?
For 15 years, Island Bedding has been keeping Bahamian shopping at home by providing quality products at affordable prices.
Belinda, Island Bedding prices is good. It is really, really good. Your price is going to increase also to 12%. Just saying, Belinda.
Nah, Dr. Love, look here. Seeing is believing. With the upcoming change in VAT to 12%, we have adjusted too to keep our products affordable. And we did it too.
Now listen here, Island Bedding have done it again, kicking up a whole notch.
Now you know you're getting value for your dollar.
Visit our showroom today on Queens Highway.
The Bahamas is celebrating 45 years of independence. Under the theme, Celebrate Bahamas, we've come this far by faith. The All Abaco Independence Committee presents the official launch July 6th at 7 p.m. at the Sandy Point Ballpark. The Ecumenical Church Service July 8th at 3 p.m. at Full Gospel Assembly in Treasure Key. The Flag Raising and Cultural Extravaganza July 9th at 8 p.m. at the BAIC Park in Marsh Harbor. Entertainment includes the Royal Bahamas Police Force Marching and Pop Band, the New Entry Band, the Saxman, Fruits, Junkanoo, and fireworks. Abaco, get ready to celebrate 45 years of independence.
Grand Bahama John West Shoe Store is still your #1 family shoe store for work, school, formal occasions, and play. We're stocked to the roof with all your favorite brands. like Timberland, Reebok, Levi's, Vikings, from infants to men. Ladies, we've got your flats opened and closed, wedges and stilettos, and everything else in between. So, when your feet is calling for a new pair of shoes, John West Shoe Store. John West Shoe Store. We're gonna take you there in style.
You can win big with Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal. Not only will you get 2 delicious medium one-topping pizzas, 5 breadsticks, and juicy wings, and a refreshing 2-liter Coke, you get to enter to win a fabulous 7-day Caribbean cruise for 2 with Gateway Travel on Carnival Cruise Lines.
Mom and Dad used it, and we got money.
Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box Summer Deal can make you a winner. Other prizes also available. Win big.
Topping sports, the baseball national tournament came to an end on Sunday at the Emera Baseball Park. One of the more exciting games of the tournament was between Legacy and Grand Bahama. The final score of 8-7 to win the bronze medal. Head coach Roscoe Kemp Sr. He was very pleased with the final outcome in spite of some early errors in the game. Denaj Williams from Legacy Baseball also had a fantastic all-around.
We were the home team, and all we know, what we need was just 1 run. Our big batter came up, and because he can hit the ball, they kept putting him on base, forcing the other players to play. However, our guys came through, we laid down the bunt, we played small ball, and once we played small ball, everything came into play.
Well, Denaj Williams from Legacy Baseball says that he made some critical plays down the stretch of the game.
It feels good to work with my team and get a championship. It always feels good to win, but sometimes you have to lose to get back to win. This is a life lesson that you can't listen to the crowd whenever they tell you something. Listen to the umpires, respect the calls, and everything else.
All right. Well, the 44th annual Charles Softley Robbins Basketball Summer Camp wrapping up this week with the presentation of awards. Let's go to Sabrina Brown. To apologize, we'll have that report in a later newscast. That's a look at sports.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Freeport Jewelers in Port Lucaya. Fashion starts here.
Don't miss this rebroadcast of Ion Health.
I say the Kuma. I say that devil is a liar.
Okay, yes.
I said, that devil is a liar. I need my eyes.
And when I went outside, it was a hot, bright, sunny day. But it looked smoky. But I said, it looks smoky, but I can't smell any smoke.
Friday, June 29th at 8 p.m. Glaucoma, a patient's perspective. That's Ion Health this Friday at 8 p.m.
Tired of the endless bank fees and long lines? The Grand Bahama Cooperative Credit Union is the solution to making your money work for you by providing you with free financial counseling, higher interest on savings plans, and lower interest rates on loans. Savings products such as Christmas and vacation clubs, fixed deposits, and annuity savings allow our members to prepare for today and tomorrow without all of the hassle. Join satisfied Bahamians who left their banking frustrations behind. Open an account with GBCCU 352-4139.
Stay informed on your local weather forecast this 2018 hurricane season. Your #1 news station, the ZNS Television Network. We've got you covered.
And this one goes out to one of my favorite officers, Jacob Bain. I hope you had a wonderful birthday. And that's going to end things for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shoshana Wolf-Parkinson. Thank you so much for tuning in.
National Report, Summer Readiness. Bahamas Power and Light preparing for the heat of the summer season. Budget presentation. The Prime Minister conducting another town meeting on the new budget in the Family Islands last night. And housing upgrade. The Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown assisting constituents with home repairs. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts right now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Every Day.
BPL CEO says this summer will not be a repeat of 2017. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks so much for tuning in. While last year's summer season was plagued with power outages for electricity consumers, especially here in New Providence, Bahamas Power and Light CEO Whitney Hasty says consumers can expect a marked improvement this year. Cleopatra Murphy leads us off tonight with consumer news, as the BPL CEO also provided details on the island-wide blackout here in New Providence earlier this week.
CEO of Bahamas Power and Light, Whitney Hasty, says there will be no load shedding this summer, but could not promise no more equipment failures following a power outage Monday night that left the island in darkness for some customers as long as 4 hours. He says over the past few months, BPL has worked on its power generation capabilities.
The peak last year was about 257. So we've got really more than 200 megawatts of additional generation that we have on the ground that we should be able to easily carry through, right? Typically in an island grid system, given a peak of about 260, you really don't need more than 310 megawatts. We've got 450 megawatts on the ground.
The BPL executive says preliminary investigations show Monday night's outage was a result of major equipment failure as a result of a hit on the Clifton Pier Power Station due to inclement weather. Hasty says because the fault was in the plant, an island-wide blackout occurred.
In simple terms, if something was to happen further away from the plant has a faster time to react. The closer it is to the plant, the response of the protection system has to be a whole lot faster.
Hasty says the time it took to restore power to the island is still not acceptable, and the company has a long way to go.
It's a step approach. We recognize that, BPL employees are working diligently to try and make sure we move this thing along as fast as we can. But I can't stress this enough. It has to be done safely. We don't want anyone to get hurt. And that, I prefer to keep the island black than anyone getting hurt.
The BPL CEO says they are also working to improve response time in the aftermath of hurricanes.
One of the things we learned from Matthew is an economy is really heavily dependent on how quickly you can get power back, right? And so cost is a consideration, but there's typically a larger cost not to get systems and people back to work than it is to just string it out for 8, 9, 10 weeks.
BPL has not determined the cost of the damage to equipment following Monday's outage, but Hasty says resources are available on the island to conduct repairs. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, still on Bahamas Power and Light, the first wave of approximately 300 BPL employees who accepted voluntary separation packages will disengage from the company tomorrow, with BPL set to retain a third of those employees before phasing them out. BPL CEO Whitney Hasty told reporters today that those employees are considered critical, who will have to be kept on for a while longer because BPL is in its critical peak summer period.
There's a phase-out approach with those that are staying on as to when they can be released. I would also note that with the release of those individuals, right, there's also shoring up of people, because some of those folks are really critical. A lot of the folks that have left are the most senior people in this organization with the most experience in this organization, and we certainly have learned from these type of exercises in the past where voluntary separation packages are being offered. The most senior, most experienced folks leave, and then all of a sudden you're in a more critical situation than you were before. So we've taken those learnings, we've applied.
Mr. Hasty says BPL is now in a good position to ensure it can operate reliably. It's estimated that BPL earmarked $20 million for the voluntary separation exercise. And Mr. Hasty says those staying with the company will not be given less.
Everybody's been accepted as part of the VSEP package, so they're not being treated any different. All we're doing is asking them to defer their leaving the company until such time that they can be released. So they're all in the same group.
A resolution on Bahamas Power and Light was agreed to in the House of Assembly yesterday. The resolution refers to credit agreements concerning the company's borrowing of more than $200 million. The resolution also confirms and approves BPL's obligation in respect to the repayment of the principal and payment of interests on the existing advances and additional advances comprising increased commitments. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources, the Honorable Renwood Wells.
In the maximum aggregate principal amount of $211 million as further amended and restated on the 11th day of December 2014 and further amended and restated on the 8th day of March 2018, the U.S. $211 million credit agreement between the Bank of the Bahamas Limited, Credit Suisse, acting through its Cayman Island branch, First Caribbean International Bank Bahamas Limited, Royal Bank Bahamas Limited, Scotia Bank Bahamas Limited, the National Insurance Board, and the lenders party thereto from time to time, the 211 million lenders, and Roman numeral 2, a facility agreement dated the 24th of August 2012, as further amended and restated on the 11th day of December 2014, and further amended and restated on the 8th day of March 2018 for the principal amount of $35 million.
Also making national news tonight, a new value-added tax rate is just 3 days away as residents across the Bahamas are bracing for a new tax system when the new fiscal year starts this Sunday, July 1st. Well, Exuma residents last night heard directly from the Prime Minister on the government's vision for the economy during a town meeting in Georgetown.
We cannot continue to borrow. We must control our future.
Prime Minister Dr. The Honorable Hubert Minnis made a passionate plea to residents of Exuma to better understand the details of the government's 2018-2019 budget, particularly the 12% increase in value-added tax.
15%, as far as we're concerned, was a no-no. 12% would have assisted us so that the future Prime Minister would not run into the problems. 3,570 residential connections. Their average bill today is $125 to $130. They pay 7.5% VAT on that bill today. What we have done, we have said, and we have already passed, that every Bahamian citizen whose bill is $200 or less will not pay any VAT.
And while value-added tax goes up, Prime Minister Minnis assured Exuma residents that there are many economic benefits in the budget that will cushion the load. He confirmed that Parliament has already approved the elimination of VAT on breadbasket items and medicine.
We must make provisions to ensure that our family islands are protected. We must make provisions to ensure that our young people and our future is protected. We must make provisions to ensure that poverty, which is now at 12% in our country, does not increase. That the poor has the same opportunity as you. As for the family islands, those property, I can assure you, will be less than $20,000. One subdivision per year over the next 10 years. So you know what that means? You know what that means? That means you have to give me 9 more years.
Some of those Exuma residents who attended the Prime Minister's town meeting were pleased with what they heard.
I love the idea with regards to Bahamian students being able to attend the College of Bahamas for free, especially how I have a kid that's graduated from high school. You know, fortunate for me, he's going off to school to attend school in Minnesota. But for those individuals who may not be as blessed as I am, you know, I welcome the idea for them.
Same things with BPL that he mentioned. I am going to deal with those with BPL and Exuma as of next week. I am pleased with what he said. I enjoyed it. I was well informed.
Meanwhile, members of the business community got a crash course on value-added tax today. Here again is Cleopatra Murphy, who tells us where that workshop was held.
The Bahamas Agriculture and Industrial Corporation is hoping to give entrepreneurs a head start ahead of what Chairman Michael Folks says will be a new era when the increase in value-added tax from 7.5% to 12% takes effect on July 1st. Folks says the timely workshop arranged by the entrepreneurial department was oversubscribed.
A lot of small businesses and medium-sized businesses need to know what's expected of them, how to get into business, how to go about the VAT process. The VAT process for a lot of small businesses is very onerous, frankly, and they've been going through this process to try to better understand the VAT process.
He says BAIC officials engaged with small business owners and many expressed concern about compliance.
We have found that a lot of it involves around the returns and how to actually send in the documentation for VAT, to actually comply with VAT. And that has been one of the major concerns. And in fact, they've had to seek the assistance of professionals to assist them with it. A lot of them, not all, but a lot of them, particularly the small businesses.
Joanne Behag says she already has her business license and fears the increase in value-added tax will kill her business, particularly as consumers are not buying presently.
I come to hear what they have to say, plus how to do my TIN number and my VAT, because I can't pay no VAT. I can't even pay the business license right now, which costs $100. So when they ask me to pay it, I say, well, you got to wait till I have the money, because no money making, I can't pay you.
Folks says at the end of the workshop, he is hopeful that participants will learn how to file VAT taxes on their own. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Still ahead tonight, the Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown assisting constituents with home repairs. And the push is on to assist young Bahamians to purchase lots at what is considered very low prices. We're just getting started here on the National Report. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, your only live news leader, continues on the next side of the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell, fueling journeys that matter. Summer promotion.
This is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is Commonwealth Bank. And no matter how, no matter where, no matter what, Commonwealth Bank is here for you. Commonwealth Bank, everything we do it for you.
Every day at KFC, our cooks begin with the freshest pieces of chicken, hand breading and seasoning before cooking to golden perfection, making chicken that's hot, fresh, and ready for you to grab and head to your favorite spot for a meal with friends and family. The secret to preparing the world's juiciest, tastiest chicken, bundled with a variety of delicious sides, is real cooks who love what they do. Taste the KFC difference. Fresh prepared, in-store daily. KFC Nassau, it's finger-licking good.
There's nothing as powerful as knowing where you belong. No more waiting. It's time to come home. Come home to friendly smiles. Come home to convenience. Come home to more interest on savings and lower fees. Come home to our bank and your bank. Come home to Bank of the Bahamas, your bank of solutions.
Mario thought he could have his cake and eat it too. He almost found out the hard way that if you don't insure your home for the full replacement value, when it comes time to make a claim, you won't get the full payout. It's called the condition of average. If your $200,000 home is destroyed by a hurricane, but you only insured it for $100,000, half the value, you'll only get half of that $100,000 payout. Actually, less than that, because there's also a deductible which will be deducted from your payout. Check your home insurance policy for the condition of average clause and ask your insurance agent or broker how condition of average would affect you. This message was brought to you by the Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, protecting the interests of policyholders.
What's better than a cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizza?
2 cheesy, hot, delicious one-topping Pizza Hut pizzas. That's what. Now get 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $20 VAT included at Pizza Hut, Saunders Beach or Prince Charles Drive. Call 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Pizza Hut, for the love of pizza.
This portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
From the crime beat, police on the Berry Islands are investigating the death of a Chinese female. Police say shortly after 11 o'clock this morning, an adult female was discovered unresponsive, floating in waters off Great Stirrup Key. She was removed from the water and CPR rendered. But police say she was transported to the local clinic on the Berry Islands, where she was later pronounced dead. An investigation into that matter continues. And over in Harbor Island in Eleuthera, police there are investigating 2 reports of indecent assault on 2 juvenile female visitors. Police say sometime between 12 midnight and 2 o'clock this morning, the young women were on a beach on Harbor Island when they were indecently assaulted by 2 adult Bahamian men. The 2 men, according to police, are residents of Harbor Island and were later taken into custody. An investigation also into that matter is underway. Well, with the government offering properties in the Carmichael and Fox Hill areas of New Providence, Minister of Environment and Housing, the Honorable Ramal Ferreira, says the initiative to affordable housing seeks to offer Bahamians, especially younger persons, the availability to own land and also to lower the cost of land in the future. Minister Ferreira encourages Bahamians to take advantage of what he describes as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
That's what it's really about. Home ownership being a basic human right. Yes, people have already begun to apply for service lots. We will not run out of them. There will be enough for everybody. So I encourage all Bahamians to get their finances in order now. Take it easy with the consumer loan. So you'd be surprised to know that even though we're projecting a cost of $25,000 for one of these lots, a number of people can't qualify for that. And so we're asking you to work with us, meet us halfway, try to put your financial house in order, and then say, and so we're saying to the Bahamian public, put yourself in a position where you can take advantage of this situation.
In news from Parliament, the 2018 anti-terrorism bill was passed in the House of Assembly on Wednesday. The bill strengthens the Bahamas' capacity to suppress and detect terrorist acts designed to facilitate terrorist actions and to bring to trial or extradite persons committing those acts. The bill also provides for comprehensive measures to be taken to prevent the national territorial resources and financial services of the Bahamas from being used to commit or finance terrorist acts. Here is Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Howson Moultrie, on the passing of the bill.
A bill for an act to criminalize terrorism, proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, the financing of terrorism, and the proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, to provide for the detention, prevention, prosecution, conviction, and punishment of such activities, and the confiscation, forfeiture, and seizure of assets of those involved in such activities and for related matters. Order that this bill do now pass, and the title thereof be declared to be the Anti-Terrorism Act 2018.
With several gaming houses announcing plans to reduce staff since the government's intent to increase their taxes as well as increase value-added tax, the minister responsible for gaming, Tourism Minister, the Honorable Dionisio de Aguilar, is advising web shop owners to wait until they have assessed the true cost of the taxes before making premature decisions.
I think it's probably a little premature to come to the conclusion that it's necessary to downsizing. I think, you know, there are certain assumptions being made on what's going to happen when this tax is introduced. And I think it would behoove, or it would be helpful, if the gaming industry would take a little time, assess the effects once they've rolled out, and then if there's cause for action, maybe they can approach the government and say, you know, this is what we're seeing, this is what's happening, and see where that takes you. But to make that decision now, not knowing the effects in a complete sense of these changes in the gaming regulations. I just think it's a little premature.
Also making news tonight, the Member of Parliament for Bain and Grantstown, Travis Robinson, held a press conference today at the Southern Recreational Grounds to announce a new roofing project that will affect 200 households as the hurricane season is underway. Robinson says the project will cost in excess of $100,000 and explain what materials will be used and who will receive assistance.
We have on grounds right now some of the roofing materials that will include plywood, shingles, felt and the likes that are needed to renovate the various roofs. This initiative will be done in 4 phases. This morning we launched phase 1, which will include the distribution of materials to individuals who are employed but still are in need of assistance to complete their roofs ahead of the major hurricane season.
Robinson added the project's main focus, while lead contractor for the project, Andrew Colbrook, explains the condition of one of the homes assessed.
What we are focusing more or less on is the distribution of more or less supplies. As I mentioned, the individuals who would receive more than just supplies would be more or less the elderly persons in the community, as well as single-parent homes. So that is where the bulk of our finances in terms of construction and renovation physically will go.
When I measure up, like, let's say about 10 feet by 10 feet, we know that carry like 3 sheets of plywood, three bundles of shingle. It was rotten, dead, bad, so we have to measure and check it and take it out.
Now the news about culture. A number of changes are on tap to enhance the Junior Junkanoo program across the country. For 2 consecutive years, several issues, including inclement weather conditions, has put a major dent in the fetus program, forcing postponements. Well, today, organizers outlined some of the changes during a special interview with our LaDon Davis.
Each year in December, Bahamians everywhere look forward to the pulsating sounds of the goatskin drums and colorful costumes created by tomorrow's senior Junkanooers at the annual Junior Junkanoo Parade. So far, some 17 schools have registered to participate and will have one educational theme to execute this year. National Junior Junkanoo Coordinator Henry Higgins says this is just a taste of what is to come.
We're adopting an inclement weather policy for Junior Junkanoo, so we would be able to stay the parade if necessary if we have bad weather. So that's one of the first things we're doing. We are also making sure that all of our persons who are involved in Junior Junkanoo will go to the Child Safety and Protection program, where we ensure that our children are safe. We're going to do some training courses, from first aid courses for some of our workers, some of the school coordinators.
This year's parade will take center stage on December 13th at 6 p.m. on Bay Street. Higgins says over the past few weeks, more schools have expressed interest in the parade, and he is concerned about the heavy volume of participants this year.
There will also be more schools coming in, so we're basically looking at probably going over 30 schools this year. Now, I'm always afraid of that, because sometimes if you get over 30, 35 schools, then you may have to go to a 1-lap parade, or you may have to go to a 2-day parade. And so those things we have to discuss as we go forward. But to ensure that our children get full maximum of what they're doing, we want to make sure that they get as much as they can out of the parades.
With Seoul Petroleum Limited continuing to be the lead sponsor for the feeder program, Higgins is encouraging more sponsors to come on board. He says the implementation of another big festival should pique the interest of spectators.
Our minister has given us a mandate to bring forth the Bahamas Junkanoo Festival in the month of December. So the Junior Junkanoo Parade will be one of the main functions, or the main showcases of the Bahamas Junkanoo Festival. And so we will have a whole merit of pro-cultural and Junkanoo programs going on in the month of December. And so that means that Junior Junkanoo will be a major part of that.
In our next story, we will go further into Junkanoo in the public school curriculum. LaDon Davis, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, LaDawn. Well, if you've been counting, the 45th anniversary of independence is 12 days away. The plans are well underway to begin celebrations, which kick off tomorrow. Joining us live in studio is the national coordinator of all the events, Antoinette Brown. Welcome, Mrs. Brown, to the National Report.
Thank you, Altaviz.
Now, Ms. Brown, tell us about tomorrow's event.
Well, tomorrow we have the Independence Committee is pleased to announce to the Bahamian public the official launch of the 45th Independence celebrations, which will be held in Parliament Square tomorrow at 6 p.m. The official logo will be unveiled by Dr. the Honorable Dwayne Sands, the Minister of Health. We will also have selections by the Aquinas Aces Pop Band, and the feature for live music will be the Royal Bahamas Defense Force Pop Band. After which, we want everyone to join in with us for the rush to independence. We will have a rush from East Street to George Street by the Conquerors for Christ John Canoe Group.
Now, Ms. Brown, beside that event tomorrow, what other plans are taking place to celebrate independence, not only here in New Providence, but across the country?
Well, we have an exciting calendar of events. On Sunday, we have the Beat Retreat, and we all know that is always a feature for Bahamians. We have the military bands, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Police, and the Department of Correctional Services band, and it's always a competition between them. And so we're going to be looking for a grand time out there. We also have the Governor General's command performance on the 2nd, Monday the 2nd, which will be held at the University of the Bahamas Performing Arts Theater. And it promises to be an exciting one because we have all of the national entities performing, such as the National Youth Choir, the National Children's Choir, the National Youth Orchestra, and among others. And so it promises to be an exciting event. The islands, they are well underway with their plans, especially our overseas missions. And so Grand Bahama is on the ball. We've heard from Abaco as well. And so they are competing really with Nassau for the independence celebrations this year.
Ms. Brown, some good information there. And you're all ready with your national colors. They really look good on you tonight.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, it's time now for a check on business news.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
This is your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson. Royal Fidelity Merchant Bank and Trust Bahamas hosted a pension breakfast yesterday at the Bahama Convention Center on Cable Beach under the theme Optimizing Investment Returns on Your Pension. Royal Fidelity President Michael Anderson says the company is excited to unveil its new investment product that will benefit Bahamians.
We're hoping it will kind of make people more aware of where we can be in terms of pension, what we should be doing. And I think with the latest information coming out from government in terms of the situation with NIB and government, we felt it was actually a topical time to start talking about some of those issues here. So I'll address them to some extent this morning. I mean, I think there's a crisis in pensions in the market at the moment, and I think we need to understand what it is and start to formulate ideas as to how to improve that. Yeah.
In other business news, American Airlines announced today that effective July 16, the airline will be going cashless at Lynden Pinling International Airport here in New Providence. Passengers will be required to use credit or debit cards to make any transactions at the airport, including buying tickets and paying for checked baggage. American currently offers non-stop services to Nassau from its hubs in Miami, Florida, Charlotte, North Carolina, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, and Washington, D.C. And in international business news, China eased restrictions on foreign investment in sectors ranging from agriculture to banking as Beijing and Washington continue to spar over a growing trade dispute. But the move is seen as only a small step that's unlikely to resolve the wider Trump administration assault on what the White House has characterized as China's unfair trade practices. That was your Royal Fidelity Business News. I'm DeAndre Williamson.
Introducing the Subway Simple 6 menu. 6 of our best 6-inch subs, now and made just for you meals for just $7.50 every day. Take your pick from our best subs, like the Italian BMT, tender turkey breast, sweet onion chicken teriyaki, and more. Pile them high with all of your favorite veggies, made just the way you say, with a 21-ounce drink and a bag of chips. The new Simple 6 menu is value made simple every day. Yeah, you so got it made. Subway, eat fresh.
Well, we're the Nutty Bavarian Bahamas. We specialize in glazed nuts, being cashews, almonds, pecans, and peanuts. Well, we're offering a 3-tier savings deal. It's 5% for the silver, 15% for the gold, and 25% for platinum members. You would call us at the number 698-2126, let us know what tier you're on, and then we'll work from there. So the discount will be applied to whatever you purchase from us. Normally the delivery time is within a day. You call your order in and then it's delivered the next day. But we wanted to align ourselves with a company that is as innovative as Alive. You know, they're a young upstart company, and we just felt that we would want to be on board with a company that's doing big things in the Bahamas.
Free, reliable, anytime, anywhere, and instant. That's the benefits of using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Pay bills, check account balances, transfer funds, and more. Enjoy the freedom of banking on your own terms. Why wait in line? Save time. Do your banking using RBC's digital banking, ATM services, or mobile app. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean to find out more.
To feel fresh and dry all day long, use Always Dailies. Now when you buy any 2 packs of Dailies liners, you can enter to win a Samsung S6, Jumbo gift cards, or cash prizes. Buy Always Dailies and enter to win.
Feel like eating something tasty that's good for you? Super Value can help you create the perfect meal when you visit the salad bars. Filled with all the nutritional choices that are good for you, our salad bars make the perfect lunch or snack, anytime and any day of the week. Eat smart, eat healthy. Join the lunch bunch at a Super Value salad bar, including the quality markets, including quality stamps. Super Value, the Bahamian supermarket.
The Ministry of the Environment and Housing's Forestry Unit began its Forest Rangers Camp this week. Summer student Catherine Gomez reports on how the Forestry Unit teaches the youngsters about the ministry's proposed national plastic and styrofoam ban.
Here at Botanical Gardens, the Forest Rangers Summer Camp aims to enlighten young Bahamians on how to preserve the environment for generations to come. The focus of the camp is to promote forests and highlight how they are presently being used as illegal dump sites.
Who are we? Forest Rangers! What do we do? Protect the environment!
Forest officer with the Ministry of Environment and Housing, Ingiria Miller, says she hopes to educate and instill an appreciation for nature in the minds of the youth.
Initially, everybody wants to be a doctor or a lawyer. But if you learn about nature and its importance and its benefits early on, you might want to become an environmental steward, an environmental scientist, an environmental biologist. There are lots and lots of careers in the environment that our young people sometimes are not exposed to or not aware of early on.
The children enthusiastically expressed their interest and fascination with the world around them.
Yes, I do want to be an environmental scientist. I will try my hardest to preserve the environment and not use lots of plastics because it will harm animals.
I'll try my best not to use products that can go into the environment and harm it in any way or any shape or form.
More trash we put out there, it'll just destroy the trees and they'll start dying. Then in future generations, they won't have what we have.
Catherine Gomez, ZNS Network News.
Very good, Catherine. Great job. Weather around the Family Islands and sports is up next. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report.
If you own a portfolio of securities within a brokerage account, like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, you can access a hassle-free loan, known as a margin loan, based on the value of that portfolio. Your investment portfolio is essentially used as collateral for a cash loan. And the benefits are numerous. Simple and straightforward application, quick turnaround, a more competitive interest rate, no requirement for monthly payments. Contact us for more information on margin loans.
Be
BTC is giving the gift of rollover data, plus free unlimited WhatsApp calls, texts, pictures, and videos. Choose from our 1-day plan for $349, 7-day plan for $9.99, or our 15-day plan for only $29.99. We've even thrown in unlimited BTC to BTC calls and texts. Dial *203# to activate your plan today. Share every moment with BTC. Terms and conditions apply.
Looking to upgrade your refrigerator stove or purchase an affordable home generator? We've got the perfect solution for you. Bahamas Welding and Fire is the best choice for the lowest prices in town. We carry top-of-the-line outdoor barbecue grills, air conditioners, refrigerators, stoves, generators, industrial hardware, and garden supplies with a wide assortment of tools and accessories. Open Monday through Saturday. Telephone 394-0004. BWF, we're more than just our name.
A flat screen or a fishing excursion, a gas grill or a GoPro. Win these great gifts for your dad. Just buy Gillette razors and shave products and enter at Pritchard's for your chance to win.
No matter what your goals are in life, you have to start somewhere. It all begins with Leno. Leno, bridging possibilities. Call us at 396-3225 or email info@lenobahamas.com.
Shell is taking you on an exciting journey with its summer promotion. Now through September 14th, enter for your chance to win a brand new 2018 Toyota Yaris. Just make a minimum purchase of $20 worth of fuel from any Shell service station in Nassau. Answer the skill question on the entry form and submit. The grand prize will be drawn on September 14th. Other weekly prizes include free fuel vouchers and VIP packages to see Jay-Z and Beyonce live in concert August 31st at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. For more info, visit their Facebook page at Sunoil Bahamas.
It's time now for a check on the weather in your part of the Bahamas. And Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean joins us live in studio with the latest temperatures. Basil, it's been raining so much here today in the Providence.
Well, it's really been in spots. We had some showers in the east, and the west was very, very dry today. But that's the way we get these showers during the summertime, pop-up showers as I like to call them. But right now, we're going to take a look at temperatures around the Family Islands, and they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 81 in Freeport, Grand Bahama, 81 in Green Toll Key, Marsh Harbor, a little warmer at 84 degrees. In the Berry Islands, 83. Bimini at 84 degrees, 84 also here in the capital. Harbor Island, Eleuthera, 83. Roxanne, Eleuthera at 82. 83 degrees in Otterstown, Cat Island, Staniel Key in the Exuma Chain, Kemp Space, South Andros, and Fresh Creek in Central Andros. More 83s in San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 82 degrees, 83 in Clarenstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island, 82 in Betsy Bay, Melguana, Acklands, Matthewtown, and Agua, 83 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 82 degrees. Your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. In the northwest and central Bahamas, winds will be southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide takes place at 8:06 tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, winds east to southeast, 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. So caution flags are up for your boaters in the southeast Bahamas. And then tomorrow in the northwest and central islands, southeast to south winds once again at 10 to 15 knots. The wave heights are unchanged at 2 to 4 feet. High tide 8:22 in the morning, low tide at 2:22 in the afternoon. For the southeastern islands on Friday, southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights holding at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean, and hence the caution flag remains. And then on Saturday, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. High tide 9:02 in the morning, low tide 3:01 in the afternoon. And then in the central and southeastern islands on Saturday, the wind southeast once again, wave heights 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It is time now for your trial forecast. And your trial forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Early morning on the run, grab my bike, jump in my car, head for Western Air. this crowd fest over there. They say it's bigger and better, sweeter and harder, lively and merrier.
And that's going to do it for your travel forecast, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is coming up in about 20 minutes.
Welcome to Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. When you're living with HIV or human immunodeficiency virus, it's more important than ever to protect your immune system to maintain overall health. By keeping your body as healthy and better equipped to fight off viruses and other types of infections. People living with HIV, the virus that can cause AIDS, should adopt the following healthy habits in their daily lives. Practice safe sex. This is most important. Understand how the virus is transmitted to reduce the risk of infecting others. Use condoms not only to avoid the spread of HIV, but also to protect both you and your partner against other sexually transmitted diseases or STDs and other types of infections. Get tested for other STDs. STDs can worsen HIV and make the disease progress more rapidly. And HIV can make STDs more difficult to treat, so you'll want to address an STD as soon as possible. Prevent infections and illnesses. Since HIV makes your immune system less effective, you become more susceptible to every virus, bacteria, and germ you're exposed to. Wash your hands frequently and stay away from sick people to stay as healthy as possible. Also, stay up to date on all of your vaccinations to reduce your risk of preventable illnesses. Follow your doctor's orders about your prescriptions. It's crucial to take your HIV medication exactly as prescribed by your doctor. Skipping even one day of medication can give the virus an opportunity to become resistant to the drugs, making them ineffective against the virus. Don't abuse drugs or alcohol. Quit smoking. Exercise mind and body. Physical and mental exercise can keep your mind and body strong. This has been Tips for Wellness. I'm Dr. Indira Grimes. Live your best life by living well.
At Hyperkey here in the Exuma Chains for the Bahamas Poker Run 2018, one of the events that they've decided to have is a Mr. and Ms. Bahamas Poker Run. Let's take a look at the competition and the fun that these contestants are about to have.
So tell me, how are you enjoying Poker Run 2018?
Well, I'm loving it. It's actually my first time here. And so far, everybody's friendly. I like how you could hop from boat to boat. I'm enjoying it. It's the best.
2018 Poker Run has been amazing. I haven't missed the last 3, and I wouldn't miss any more.
Well, I think it's definitely a fantastic event. A lot of Bahamians get to really see what the Exumas look like, go through the Exuma Keys. I didn't recognize we would have 3 stops today, but that was amazing. I mean, we get to experience what only some of the tourists experience, and definitely to see all of these young professionals around here having some level of camaraderie. Those who are boaters and those who are not boaters alike, just enjoying the scenery and enjoying and having a clean, good time.
It takes about $500,000 a year to preserve our national parks, and so you get the understanding of the importance of an event such as this. It is more than just having fun, it is about preserving our rich heritage. I'm Corbell Piper, and we'll see you next BTC Connection.
Keep in touch with everybody. It's BTC every day. Every day, every day, every day. Every day is a new day.
Catch the Janae's annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Get up to 20% off all school items in stock. Yes, all school items. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts in a variety of colors, character towels, raincoats, and umbrellas. Get up to 75% off wedding and formal wear. Shop early and don't miss out on the Janae's Chesapeake Road big annual back-to-school sale, June 25th through 30th. Beat the rush and save, save. Catch the Janae's annual sale now.
Pantene has a collection for every hair type. And now when you buy any 2 Pantene products, you can enter at Pritchard's to win up to $1,000 cash. Try Pantene for your chance to win.
Life happens. And when it does, FG Insurance Agents and Brokers is here. We help you protect the assets you've worked hard to attain. We offer home, auto, marine, commercial, and liability insurance. Don't hesitate to protect what matters with FG Insurance Agents and Brokers. Visit us and speak to your agent today. Or call us at 396-1490 in Nassau or 688-1500 in Freeport.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Welcome to sports, everybody. Our men's senior national basketball team hooping up today against the U.S. Virgin Islands in a pivotal game of the FIBA Americas World Cup qualifiers. After losing to VI in November, the Bahamas need to win this one to have a chance to move on to the next round. And it looked good for more than 3 quarters, but late in the ball game, the Virgin Islands would pull away for an 84-74 victory, eliminating the 2-4-2. Buddy Hield leading the way, 23 points, 13 rebounds, and 6 assists. Michael Carey Jr., 17 points off the bench, while Lou Rawls, Tum Tum Nairn added 13 points. Definitely a disappointing outcome considering on paper this was one of the best teams the Bahamas has ever assembled. Team Bahamas will close out the first round of qualifiers on Monday in Santo Domingo against the Dominican Republic. Team Bahamas could have definitely benefited from the services of this year's #1 draft pick, DeAndre Ayton. Ayton, however, is gearing up for his first season with the Phoenix Suns, who finished with the worst record in the NBA last season. Now, not only did the Suns get the first pick, but they also have a new coach in Igor Kokoskov, and he can't wait to work with the 7-1 Bahamian phenom.
It's one of the the unique talents that we haven't seen for decades. And we're very happy and excited to have him. Personally, me as a coach, good players always inspires you as a coach. I think as a young player, and that's, DeAndre is included in that one. As a young player, you come with energy, you bring your energy. You're always in the best shape, and you know your playbook. So that's how you make a team, obviously. I think that's going to be one of the elite defenders in this league. And he can match everything that other big guys can do right now in the league when it comes to the defensive part of the game, which is being great. Rim protector, covering all these parts, the defense that comes to the protecting the paint, rim, and running the floor well. Being very vocal, that's a talent also. Communication on the floor is a huge part of the talent, and he can do even more. He can do, I think, more in his talent potential right now, and productivity is even higher and better than some elite defenders in this league. So he can do both, and I think that versatility kind of give us really make us even more excited about his presence here, that he can play both sides of the floor.
From the WNBA, Jonquel Jones had her best game of the season last night. 21 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and a block to lead the Connecticut Sun to a 101-89 victory over the Indiana Fever to sweep that season series 3-0. Jones and the Sun now 9-6 on the season. They traveled to Seattle on Sunday. Back here at home, the Bahamas Basketball Federation's Summer of Thunder Series back on the floor last night at the Kendall Isaacs Gym. Our Amajal Knowles was courtside.
Truman State University Bulldogs took on a local club, that team being IBA elite coached by Janico Bowles. In the first half, the Bulldogs proved that their size on the interior would be too much, capitalizing on several second chance opportunities, getting out to a 39-18 first half lead. In the second half, that proved to be no different as the Bulldogs continued to dominate on the inside and even started to connect on a few open triples. They also managed to force some turnovers on D, which led to some easy points, including this poster dunk by Roderick Thomas. The Bulldogs ultimately cruised to a 90-43 victory. Point guard Turner Scott.
I think we came out pretty intense. We played great defense, held them under to 50 points, so that was good. Also, I think we're just pretty good team chemistry. We're so built now with the new coach and all, but yeah, I think we just came to play and showed up.
Coach Nico Bowles saying the defeat is a good learning experience for his young team.
The makeup of this team mostly is 10, 11 graders. So I think this is the sort of thing that they need, moving into next year, even to develop themselves, to see the level that they need to be at, So, like I said, I don't feel bad about my team's performance at all. We have a few guys that are actually in college right now, just to provide a little bit of leadership out there on the floor. But like I said, man, for what it was tonight, I think we did a pretty good job.
Play continues tonight at the Kendall Gill Isaacs Gymnasium. ZNS Sports, I'm Amjad Knowles.
Justin Roberts and Antiguan partner Jody Maginley saw their run at the Kelowna F4 Tennis Future in Canada come to an end last night in round 2 of doubles. This won another marathon match as the duo lost to Canadians Alexis Garloon and Benjamin Segal 7-6, 3-6, and 10-4 in the super tiebreaker. A press conference held today to launch the 2018 Bahamas Bowl, and once again that will return to the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium.
The game is getting ready to celebrate its 5th anniversary, and the one thing that can be put on the calendar on an annual basis at the stadium, and the wonderful job they've done here in hosting us at the stadium, is that it's an annual event. You can put it on the calendar, it's here every year, and that speaks volumes, I think, for the level of commitment, and we look forward to a wonderful football game and a great national telecast on the 21st of December.
It gives me great pride to report that the Bahamas Bowl over the past 4 consecutive years has been a resounding success. The strategic partnership between the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, Bahamas Bowl organizers, and media giant ESPN has produced quantifiable results for our country's economy.
Alexis Gray won the women's 100 meters at last weekend's B3 Senior National Track and Field Championships. She says a lot of the credit there has to go to her coach, Tonique Williams.
My coach is a big motivator for me, especially because she's the one who really got me started in track and field. She's the one who got me out here. She's the one who got me hungry for more. So I really respect her for a lot of the things she does for me. I come back over here and I ask her, I say, hey coach, take some time with your busy schedule, come out here and work with me. She comes out here with me every single day at 5 o'clock at the new stadium, and she works out with me and she gives me all her attention, even though she has a very busy schedule, and I really appreciate her for that.
On to the men's 100 meters now, and this one was all about Warren Fraser. He's the fastest man in the Bahamas, winning in 10.36 seconds.
Training's been going good. I've been feeling good. I just wait for my legs to feel fresh when I compete again. But it's there, I'm ready to run fast once the conditions right.
In the men's 400-meter hurdles, Andre Colebrook didn't have much competition. He spoke about his winning time of 50.74 seconds.
I've been running 50 point all season. I was hoping to go under the barrier and run like a 49, so I could get into better races and faster races, so I could improve.
The CAC Games will take place next month in Colombia. Swimmer Laura Morley hopes to represent the 242.
I think we find out about CAC Games in the next couple of days, whether we're going or not, but that's my hope to go to CAC. That'd be great to be able to race in Colombia alongside Team Bahamas, so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll get to go.
And that will do it for sports. Stay tuned, the Bahamas Tonight comes back after the break.
ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Life is better with Rubis Rewards. Just fuel up and swipe for your chance to win free fuel, cash back in our stores, restaurant and store discounts from our partners, plus prizes and surprises. It doesn't get better than this. Your Rubis Reward tag is free at every Rubis service station in New Providence. Get yours today. Rubis, it's just better.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
Every day you wake up with the world in the palm of your hand. Making connections and creating memories and sharing them with the people you care about. Every day the world is at your fingertips, and you can experience every blockbuster movie in stunning HD and top 100 Billboard music hit with the touch of a button. Every day, your family and friends are important to you, and staying in touch no matter where you are in the Bahamas or the world is your #1 priority. And that's why, every day for over 100 years, BTC has been there to ensure that every Bahamian has the best connection to the world. We cover every island, rock and key, regardless of the cost. This is BTC Country.
If you've lost your visa, call the law office of Donette Russell Love PL. My full-service immigration firm can help you if you've been denied a visa due to deportation or removal, prior conviction or arrest while in the U.S., working without work authorization, or visa overstay. I may be able to help you get your visa privileges restored. Call my office today at 954-449-1833 or visit us at drusselllove.com.
Where can you find amazing selections of tiles from around the world? Exquisite medallions, pool mosaics, all colorful, bright and bold. They got granite countertop for the kitchen, elegant vanity zincs for the bathroom, tile care and ruby too. Everything you need and more at the Tile King. The Tile King, located 69 Wolf Road. For more information, call 326-TILE or 326-5464.
There's a lot to like about Solomon's. The quality of our stores, the quality of our products, and of course, the savings. You'll find thousands of items every time you shop at everyday low prices on a wide variety of trusted brands. So you can save money almost everywhere that you look, giving you one more reason to like us. Shop Solomon's for everyday low prices.
Adrian Gibson. Now the Bahamas residents can fly or cruise free to the family islands. What are your summer vacation plans?
I'm gonna go to Long Island, and you should come too.
And there's no better time than now with the 2 Fly or Cruise Free promotion, where all residents of the Bahamas can fly or cruise free to the family islands from Nassau.
Let's go.
Refresh, reconnect, and unwind in the family islands. For details, go to bahamasresidents.com and fly or cruise free to the family islands today.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics remain quiet, and that's because we continue to have very strong upper-level winds, which are just not favorable for tropical cyclone development. And on the home front, that mid to upper-level trough in the vicinity of the northwest Bahamas, well, that is gradually weakened, and that means we should see less of the shower activity into tomorrow, but there's still the chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm, and that's primarily because of the very light winds and summer-like temperatures. Our forecast for the night, nevertheless, going in for partly cloudy conditions, with that isolated shower remaining in the forecast. Low temperature getting down to 77 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny and hot. Isolated showers once again popping up around the northwestern islands. And your high temperature near 90, looking at about 88 degrees. Extended the weather forecast over the next 7 days. Upper 80s right through the 7-day cycle. Things drying out on the weekend as we've been promising you all week long with lots of sunshine in the forecast. And that will make way for whatever your heart desire in the outdoors come the weekend. So, Johnny Benson. And,
I like how you put it, whatever your heart desires.
Yes, leave it all up to you.
Imagination, right?
Absolutely. And, those imaginations can run wild, so we'll leave it there.
Please, right there. Well, that does it for the Bahamas tonight. On behalf of the entire news and production teams, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Have a great evening.
Good evening.
You're watching the ZNS Network.